your story, your great white story, was it you that had you were down in the islands and you had that great white roll up to you? Did you have
Oh
something like
yeah.
that? How was that? Let's talk about that. It's good with a
Yeah,
good
that was
viz.
yeah, that was you probably know the area, Talcott Shoals
Uh-huh.
on the front side of Rosa. Diving there on the piece every year. Up until about 2 years ago, we went on the piece. My father-in-law, brother-in-law, and a bunch of same group did some bug diving on scuba. I was glad I was on scuba that day too. The year before, in 2017, we saw two white sharks at Talcott, and they told us that they were starting to come around. They cruised a couple divers, and then 2018, when I saw this one, it was the first dive of the last day. I think it was Sunday, November 18th. I have a weird thing with numbers I can remember. Got in the water, go down the anchor line, just, cruising to the bottom. It's like 55 feet deep. And I looked to the left, and this guy was I knew he was longer than, a basketball hoop is tall, 10 foot. And with his tail, he was at least 12 foot. Couple guys who, dive the islands regularly is like, oh, that's a small one. It's like, oh, he looks
Yeah.
huge to me. But no, he wasn't really paying attention, and he cruised by and kept going. And so, right away I turned my camera on and started chasing after him. I couldn't help myself. Oh man, I gotta get some video of this quick. And then he hooked a right and came back and circled a couple times right in front of me, probably, I don't know, 30 feet away, and presented, full broadside. And I could see his eye kind of looking at me, but he just cruised slow. Then he went off, hovered over a couple more divers for about 20 minutes, came back again, one more pass. And I have a video on my Instagram that's pretty good one of him kind of cruising by. And then he disappeared, swam off. I waited about 5 minutes, didn't see him. And I literally was right next to the boat the whole time, which is the best part. So as soon as it was time to turn my back to him, then it was a short swim.
Right. Well, are you familiar with the Shark Tracker app for your phone? What is it? It's Expedition White Shark. I'm looking at it right now.
I've heard of it. I haven't downloaded it, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
So it's funny because if you pull it up, like I literally do this all the time because I just geek out on all this stuff. That spot you're talking about, the shoals, it's like there's a great white there, and he just hangs like there's little pinpoints of him going back and forth, like the front side or I guess the north side of the islands.
Yeah.
He just bounces in between that thing back and forth. It's a male, and he's like 12 feet or something like that. But yeah, it was hilarious because you just mentioned that. I was like, oh, I think I just saw that dude last night. No, looking at that stuff, it's always interesting. But I think the other side of it that's kind of interesting, how really disinterested they are for the most part, in us. I've seen it with other sharks too. It's like they want aquatic animals. They don't really want you. It's just when you have good viz, it works in your favor. But when you don't have good viz, that's a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when I saw him, the presence I felt, if I had felt threatened, I wouldn't have swam after him. Obviously, I would have been like, oh shit, let's get back to the boat. But he just didn't give a shit about us at all. And he was like, I'm here, So I was like, cool, I'm going to get my camera. It was just a really cool experience, once in a lifetime. Around here diving, I hope I don't run into a white shark,